This next card is your Jing Well Points. We've got hand and feet Jing Well Points. We're going to work with the hand one first. I'm going to read to you a little bit. Also called miracle points, the Jing Well Points lie at the extremity of the hands, heaven, and the feet, earth. The beginning and ending points of your 12 meridians and the connecting points between these main channels and the Tendon-Muscular Channels. So you're going to find, if you study ancient traditional Chinese medicine, you're going to find some of these are going to be very common, some aren't. This is not well known in all the traditional Chinese medicine. You can go for a Google search and you'll find it, and then you won't find it. But it's a really powerful series of points. That's why I wanted to include them. These points are powerful in the treatment of pain, including emotional and physical pain, dramatic in creating change and transformation, dispersing heat and stagnation at the opposite end. So we know, for example, the channel for our lung runs down and then large intestine runs up. That's the pair. So we've got down and up, a yin and a yang. Same thing for the pericardium, down, and then we have an up, and then we have a down, and then we have an up. So when we think about the opposite end, we're working on our fingers, but the opposite end actually goes into our head and our face. So Anita, you talked about, was there any points you wouldn't do before you go to bed? So even though I might be doing hand points, knowing that the other opposite end is my head and my face, I might not do those before I go to bed. Right? Because I'm getting energy in my head and I'm trying to bring it down. Could be if I'm using energy to disperse off my fingers and bring it out of my head, that could be perfectly perfect. But it's kind of an every other one. So this one comes down, this goes up. Down, up, right? So if you were to go every other one, then you think, I want to bring the ones out, out, out. So it's just something to consider if you're thinking about, what do I do before I go to bed? What don't I do? When would I do this? If you're doing a lot of computer work, you're doing a lot of fine motor, these are lovely points. Or if you have a lot of stuff going on in your head and face, dental work, great points to help bring that energy out. I want to bring us back to this side where it says calming the spirit, the Shen. Remember we talked about the Jing, the Qi, and the Shen. The Shen is the light behind your eyes. Well, this calming of the spirit, the Shen, when people's face gets flushed and they've got too much Shen, they're out of balance. The Jing and the Qi and the Shen aren't balanced. They don't have this lovely flow. They get that flushed face. This is actually going to help move the meridians and to reset the entire system. On the physical level, it influences the muscles and tendons. And according to Marty Eisen, who's got a PhD and has done a lot of work in this area, these sinew meridians, they work with the sinews, these fine tendons and ligaments of your hands are the external source of energy for the muscles. They control the movement of the extremities, extending and flexing the joints. They hold the body erect. So even though we're talking about our hands, it's holding our whole body erect because it works with the sinew channels. Isn't that interesting? They protect the body from trauma and are part of the body's Qi field, the first line of defense against external pathogens. Jonathan Clogston Wilmot says these points can dissipate excess yang pressure or stimulate its movement when stuck or deficient, removing pressure from the cooker at the center. So if you're feeling like a pressure cooker, you're about to explode, great points to release it. Emotionally, these points create internal movement, allowing change and transformation from stagnation and depression, harmonizing mania, overexcitement, irritability, and other moods. So now we're going to activate these points. So now we're going to do the Jing Well Points for the hands. The first one we're going to do is L11, which is the bottom medial corner of the thumbnail. Clears the lungs, treats the colds and flu, restores consciousness, opens your tendons. So I'm going to take your thumb. I'm going to just rest, and you just rest, you relax. I'm going to activate here, and I'm going to take you right here on the inside corner of your thumb. And all you have to do is breathe. Now what I notice is their body receiving or is it pushing off? I had a little slip slide, and so what does that mean? I'm going to go to the other side. I'm not going to keep going into that place. How does that feel?
Good. I felt like it was absorbing it.
Felt good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we'll go to the other side. I'm going to slide behind you. Again, we're looking at the inside corner. So here's our, we're going to come medial, the middle side. Medial. Helping to clear the lungs at that point. Isn't that fun? Next point is going to be our large intestine 1. It's the bottom medium corner of the index finger. clears heat, removes inflammation, benefits throat, treats deafness, toothache, numbness of fingers. Isn't that crazy that those points can do all those things? So again, we've got a medial point. Medial means middle. So we're at the pointer finger, and now we're on the middle medial aspect of the nail bed of the pointer finger. So the thumb and the pointer finger are working with the lung and the large intestine meridians, which are both the yin and the yang aspect of the metal element. What are you noticing?
I feel like it almost did vibrate up to my mouth.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little bit more. Is that okay?
And I've got a slight imbalance there, so I feel like it's going right there too.
Great noticing.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the large intestine will actually come right here.
That is the exact spot where I have the imbalance in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Great
Yeah.
noticing.
Yeah.
Great awareness.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very
That
cool.
Right there. It was cool.
Yeah. And so we're going to do the same thing. Remember, we're doing medial, so medial's middle, so we're coming to the inside. And what Anita was able to recognize is this point goes up and connects right here. Actually, it's going to come down and out. Comes the other direction. The next point is the pericardium, so it's your tall man finger. We have different names for this finger. We're going to call it tall man today. But pericardium, the middle of the tip of the middle finger. Restores consciousness, clears heat, dispels wind, used with stroke, coma, stiff tongue, heat stroke, and speech disorders. Isn't that amazing? So it's the point of the middle finger. So I'm going to activate, and I'm going to actually hold Anita's hand like this, so I can get to that point a little bit more easily. If I had a block or something, I would put her on a block.
Seems like it went in right away, like it dissipated like quickly.
Quickly,
Yeah.
This is the pericardium. The pericardium is the heart protector.
Right.
And so I'm going to just hold you here. Relax your hands, darling. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Lasted a tiny bit longer that time.
Yeah.
Actually, I felt like there was like a pull kind of more in the heart center that kind of just relaxed a little bit. That's what I felt.
Awareness. Now we're going to come to this side. And I stayed on that side just because we had some great energy flowing. Normally I'd bounce back and forth a little, but I wanted to stay with her. I'm going to invite you just to rest your finger, let it relax. Yeah, notice how the shoulders relax? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to work so hard. Now I'm holding her finger and I'm feeling the vibration too. You just want to notice what's best. Do I want to hold on to that finger and support it, or do I need to let go? For me, it felt like I wanted to get it started, and then I need to get on out of there. So what we're working on now, the middle finger, ring finger, pinky are all part of the fire element, or work with the yin and yang aspects of fire, which is working with the heart-related things. So it's very fascinating when you start to work with these last three. You'll hear people when they talk about having a heart attack and tingling in their arms. That's why, because these meridians, right? So we're focusing on the channels, and we're focusing on the collective hand, but each point individually is going to do something different. So you could just work with one point, or you could work with the whole. Again, people that work with their hands all the time, even your artists and so forth, the hand is an extension of is an extension of you, right? So what you bring out into the world and what you're creating, this is a really powerful points. So self-tuning these points, especially a lot of computer work, fine motor, our musicians, our artists, our dental hygienists, our hairdressers, all the people that are doing a lot of hand, fine motor, detail work, great points to work with all the time. I like the Om because it's the home tone. You aren't really going to overdo it with the Om, right? And you notice sometimes I only went once, sometimes I went twice, sometimes I went multiple. I'm feeling into it, I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm noticing, I'm getting feedback from her, but I'm like, there's something shifting, and we want to allow time for that shift to occur. Yeah, good? Okay. Now I've got triple warmer, TW1. It's the bottom lateral corner of the ring finger, clears heat, decongests the pharynx, sharpens hearing, and clarity of speaking. Who knew, right? Who knew? I'm on the outside this time. And it's a slippery one. It's jumping all over.
I feel like it's extending. It actually feels like it's almost opening up the whole hand for a moment there. It was brief, but it felt like it was almost extending to more than one meridian. It still feels that way when you're going there. I don't know why it does that for me, but it's doing that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great noticing.
Yeah.
Love the feedback. Yeah.
It's done.
Now we're going to come to the other side. I activate. I'm placing. So the pericardium and triple wormer are the yin and yang aspects of each other, and they work together.
That one dissipated quicker.
Yeah.
It felt like it radiated out like the other one did, but it was done, like it dissipated really quickly. That's the best way to put it.
It's different when you self-tune versus somebody else's works with you, for a number of reasons. One, it gets you out of your own way, helps you receive, be in that receptive space. We got two last ones. We've got H9 and SI1. So H9, the bottom medial corner of the pinky finger. Again, medial is middle, so we're in the inside. Clears heat, fosters joy. Joy point, yay. Restores spirit, benefits eyes, tongue, and throat. So I got my her pinky finger. I'm on the inside of the pinky finger.
It felt like it really opened up the channel, stayed true to the channel, it felt like, and then the meridian, I mean, you know, it's the same thing, but it kind of went all the way, I could feel it go all the way up and then come around to, you know, the throat area.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do the other side.
Okay.
And stay on this same hand.
Okay.
Just so we can get some feedback. So the next point is SI1.
Okay.
It's the bottom lateral corner of the pinky finger. Clears heat, expels wind, revives consciousness, promotes lactation. We don't need to promote any lactation today, but if we needed to, we could activate that, right? So we did the inside and now we're doing the outside. This is small intestine.
That one didn't have as long of an extension of the meridian. But it had a nice vibration right in to begin with.
So I went back and forth hand to hand. This time I'm going to stay with the one finger. And I'm going to start her on the inside. And now I'm going to bounce to the outside. And stay with that another minute. Why am I doing that? So let's explore why. Remember, these are yin and yang. One's energy flowing in one direction, one's the other direction.
Okay. It just felt like it balanced it.
Yeah.
I can't really give it another term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just the instinct that I got, that by doing that, we would finish this hand. And it feels really good to me. How's it feel to you?
Good.
Yeah. So now we're going to go inside and outside again. Heart 9 on the inside.
It's different on this side. It didn't quite go all the way up the meridian.
And when I hear her say that, what I'm interpreting is we're going to come inside outside again.
Okay.
Instead of stay, stay, stay.
Okay. Is this one more up and this one's more down?
So what's interesting, so you actually have the heart coming here and then one coming like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of that, but I'm on these particular
Yeah, they're
points.
different because they're wrapping around the front.